What's up everybody? I recently hit 1,000 subscribers and I thought it would be worth doing like a little Q&A video to kind of celebrate that. So that's what we're gonna do here. I made a community post just asking you guys for a bunch of questions and I got more than I thought I would. I'm gonna try to go through as many of these as I possibly can, as fast as I possibly can. Some of them are about the Appalachian Trail and like things about through hiking and stuff like that. Some of them are just about like my channel or my experience. Either way, I'm gonna try to make this quick because I don't think anyone really cares enough to watch more than like 10 minutes of this bullshit. So here we go. First question, would you ever consider hiking with Dan Becker in his backyard? I don't know who Dan Becker is, but he sounds like a cool guy, and if he has a dope backyard, like I'm definitely down. What are some blue blazes, restaurants, hostels, touristy attractions that you would highly recommend I shouldn't pass by without visiting during my 2020 AT through hike? Let's see, I didn't really do any blue blazes, honestly. I kind of just stuck right to the AT, the white blazes. I'll say maybe hit the summit of Killington Peak while you're up there in Vermont. I'm a little biased there because I live here in Vermont. I kind of have a hard time answering the restaurants one because I was always so hungry that I just like... I'm gonna try to put this huge plate of nachos inside of my body. It might not fit, but I'm sure as hell gonna try. Where'd those nachos go? They're in my stomach. Because I eat like a freaking animal. Like it didn't really matter, like it was gonna be really good, whatever food I ate. I will say the Smoky Mountain Diner in Hot Springs, North Carolina comes to mind. That place was great. And then as far as like hostels and other attractions, my favorite hostels were the Notch Hostel in Lincoln, New Hampshire, and Woodchuck Hostel in Damascus, which I think might have actually shut down, which is too bad. So I'll have to double check that one, but if it's open, definitely stay there. Would you rather sleep in a shelter full of naked US senators debating global trade policy and farting, or would you rather shave your butt with a rusty cheese grater? What was your favorite or most surprising source of support, like anything that helped you with your through hike? This might sound a little bit shallow, but actually Instagram. So I don't have very many Instagram followers. It's not like thousands and thousands of people are following me or whatever, but I did have, you know, my close friends, my family, and like honestly a lot of like acquaintances, people I didn't really know that well, that followed along on my through hike. I posted my entire through hike on my Instagram story. In fact, I actually made a video, like a compilation of my entire hike, and I'll link that right here. But just kind of getting like support and having people that I didn't really know that well reach out to me and like tell me that they were enjoying like my journey and stuff was honestly really encouraging. And not gonna lie, also knowing that I would have to kind of tell everybody that I failed, like if I didn't make it all the way, was a little bit encouraging as well in a weird way. So best campsite you've camped at, you best answer this before you get Dan Becker big. Well, I don't think I'll be getting Dan Becker big anytime soon unless you smash the subscribe button and smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. I feel like such a jackass every time I say that. As far as the campsites go, the first campsite that comes to mind for me is Puffer Shelter on the Vermont Long Trail. It's this like janky little lean-to. There's not very much tenting space, but the view there is like absolutely amazing. I'll put some pictures from the first time I ever went there up on the screen now. And yeah, I'd have to go with a Puffer Shelter. So this next one is a bunch of questions about through hiking the Appalachian Trail. What did you do for health insurance? I was 22 and on my parents' insurance, so suck it, boomers. I know that's gonna piss you off. Did you permethrin treat your clothes and gear? Absolutely 100% yes. And if you're gonna do that on your through hike, which I highly recommend, you have to remember to redo it like every 40 days or whatever. I think it's like, yeah, like 40 days. Hostels, yes or no? It depends. I always preferred hotels just because it's a little bit more private, and I was also hiking with like a group of people, so that made that easy. And some hostels were a little bit meh. Most hostels that I stayed at were just fine. So again, prefer hotels, but hostels are still way better than nothing.
Privy or cat hole?
Before my Appalachian Trail through hike, I was solidly in the cat hole camp. Like I much preferred cat holes over privies, but after hiking for so many miles on the AT, I just got used to the convenience, especially in the morning, of privies. So I gotta say, I really don't have a preference anymore. I will happily do either one of those things. Any creative meals besides the typical trail foods? This isn't that creative, but hot sauce in everything. Not even kidding. Why do you hate hiking? Have you ever done it? Like, it fucking sucks. Would you categorize a ½ ounce of weed as base weight, worn weight, or food/water weight? No comment, but that's a funny question. I'm loving your podcast and channel. Keep up the great work. Are there any overseas trails you're interested in hiking? Honestly, not really. Not because I like have anything against overseas trails, but I just like don't really know like that much about them. There's so many trails here in the States that I like want to do that I'll probably never even get a chance to get to. So honestly, I'm gonna say no, not really, but change my mind. Leave a comment and tell me which overseas trails I should hike. What's the crappiest food you've had on trail? Avoid this food. So this is gonna be an unpopular opinion, especially among thru hikers, but I freaking hate the Idahoan mashed potatoes, like the instant mashed potatoes. Those things are disgusting to me. I know so many people eat them, and when I first started backpacking, I did eat those, or like force myself to eat those, and like, oh, they're so gross. Like they honestly, like the texture and just, they make me gag. Maybe if I put hot sauce in them, I could probably eat them. But what was your favorite spot on the Appalachian Trail that you did not expect going in? Of course, Katahdin and Springer Mountain cannot be your answer. So I'm gonna say like the most surprising and like unexpected area that I really liked was actually Shenandoah National Park. I didn't really know much about it before I went into it. All I knew is that there's a lot of places you can like stop and get food that are close to the trail. The trail kind of parallels and crisscrosses Skyline Drive through there. I know a lot of people don't like that because you're always really close to the road and close to tourists and a lot of people and stuff. If the whole trail was like that, I probably wouldn't have liked it very much, but it was just kind of a nice like change of pace for a couple days, I guess. It just kind of really shook up the routine. What colorful/curse word is your favorite to mutter under your breath or out loud when things don't go as planned? Probably like f or like tits. No, I'm gonna go with f. Yeah, f. What is your favorite meal/snack/treat to have on the trail and why? Hot sauce or Milano cookies, those things are like freaking crack cocaine. Who would you love to have as a guest on Trail Tales? Top 5 folks who have yet to be on the podcast. So if you're not familiar with Trail Tales, that's a podcast I do every single week. I interview other hikers and hiking nerds and stuff like that. So it might be hard to come up with 5 guests, but off the top of my head here, I'd like to talk to Zach Davis, the guy who owns and runs The Trek.
My hiking partner. His trail name right now is Pony Fart. Call him that.
I'd like to talk to anybody who has completed the Barkley marathons, which there's only like 15 people, so that's a pretty narrow list right there. I'd love to talk to Dixie just because, I mean, come on, like she's Dixie, like she's super epic. And how many is that? I'd also like to talk to anybody who's hiked the Superior Hiking Trail in Minnesota. I've always wanted to hike that trail for some reason, and I don't really know that much about it, so that's only 4 people, but I make the rules around here. Suck it. Socks as mittens/hand covers, yay or nay? What the fuck? Nay. It's a big nay. I don't even... They're called gloves. Drinking from streams/water sources without filtering, boiling, yay or nay? That's a big nay for me. How old were you when you section hiked the Vermont Long Trail? Fuck you. That's a loaded question. Do you believe in Bigfoot? I do believe in Bigfoot. I know that it's been a long time since he's posted a video, but I believe in him. I believe he will be back, and I am very much looking forward to the day that he uploads his next video. Any must-stop towns along the Long Trail? There's not that many towns, but I would say off the top of my head, Manchester Center is a great town, and Waitsfield, Vermont, very underrated trail town. It's on the portion of the Long Trail that doesn't coincide with the AT, so it doesn't get as much traffic, but yeah, Waitsfield is a quaint little Vermont town you should definitely stop in. Have you ever seen any gnomes while backpacking? If so, the next time you see one, can you ask him/her what his/her favorite cereal is? What the fuck? Brian, you comment on like most of my videos and I appreciate that, but like, dude, that's just a weird question. Is Dan Becker a better backpacker than Darwin? Ooh, that's juicy. That's a juicy question, folks. It's actually been statistically proven that Dan Becker is the greatest hiker of all time. And I know Darwin has done like the AT and the PCT, the Arizona Trail, all this other stuff, but Darwin's not sponsored by Backcountry, so that's pretty impressive. I think that's an obvious Dan Becker for that one. I'm joking. They're both cool. They're both great backpackers. Can you help me with my taxes? Just got my W-2 in the mail. Fuck you, Ryan. I think that's gonna do it for this video. nice and quick. Hopefully this was cool. If I should do another Q&A soon, let me know in the comments. If I should never do this ever again, which is a real possibility, also let me know in the comments. Thanks for helping me get to 1,000 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, smash the subscribe button. Help me get to 2,000, like, fuck it, like, let's go for 2,000, I guess. Thank you guys so much, and have a good one.